Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Jasmine with the Skincare Lab, and today I wanted to talk about an industry hot topic as small businesses, which is reviews, good and bad. The bad news about bad reviews is that we're all going to get them. But the good news is that they actually provide an opportunity for us to learn, get feedback, and to get better in our business. And they also offer an opportunity to build relationships with your customers. Another thing about bad reviews is that they are not always bad and to be taken seriously. And there's two different types of bad reviews that you do take seriously and that you don't. And what I mean take seriously as in just look at it from the most non-emotional standpoint to where you are going to take what your customers told you and use it to better your business. And that could be with a number of things. And then the type of negative reviews that you really want to disregard are ones where there is no action to be taken. There's nothing actionable there that you can take and really apply it to your business. This is not constructive. And I'm going to differentiate the two with a few examples. A few examples that I've personally experienced when it comes to some good constructive feedback, good, bad reviews, bad, negative, same thing. Is I remember when I was in the beginning of my business, sometimes I was in the middle of trying different types of packaging out. And sometimes my customers would tell me if something leaked, if something melted, if something was broken. These are all good points of feedback because they're going to help you deliver a better experience to your next customer. They may be hard to hear sometimes, and you may be feeling like your customers are going to lack empathy with you because they don't understand you're a small business. They don't understand you have a budget that you're working with, but you have to empathize with them as a business owner. It's your job to solve these problems. And especially when they're presenting you an opportunity to tell you that they're having these issues, that's a blessing when your customers are willing to communicate with you, because other people will not be so, I want to say, kind, to best describe it, to communicate with you and let you know where you can improve. They'll just simply never support your business again, which is also harmful and far more harmful than constructive criticism, because then you're losing that support altogether. Now, to take a review that's not as constructive, it would be, for an example, to say the same example as that, right? It would be like, oh, the packaging sucks and it's ugly. Well, that's more of an opinion, and that's negative. That's one that you shouldn't really take seriously in terms of what can you do with it. This is their opinion of it. You know, if you're not getting too much feedback about that, then I would say that it's fine and it's something that you can disregard. Another point of constructive criticism that you could take may be in the scent of things. I know sometimes people want stronger scents, so if something isn't scentsy enough for them, you can take that or leave it depending on what you want to do as a business owner, what kind of brand you have, whether you want something to smell more strong or whether you don't. And then also take that into your account in your labeling and what you put on the website. Maybe just be more informative. So there are different ways that you can take criticism and you can turn it around to be more constructive. You're making your customers more informed, you're making the packaging better, you're updating labels. It's all good in terms of, if you can ask yourself the one question, is there anything I can take from that, if it's actionable and I can do something and improve my business? You absolutely want to do that. You want to thank your customers for giving you that criticism, and then you want to take it for what it is and do something with it. As a small business owner, here is where I will really empathize. It's hard to hear criticism because this is so, you've put a lot of work into it, you put in a lot of time, you've already done a lot of the perfectionist things in your head. This is your baby, and here somebody is telling you everything that's wrong with it. That's hard not to take to heart, but as a business owner, that is where you gotta kind of reserve that to yourself. You know, take what you feel it, and be like, ow, that hurt, but to yourself. Make sure you don't take that out on your customers, because often when they're telling you about things that are wrong, that it can really provide better opportunities for you to get better. So try not to be so hard on yourself for it. It's really a good thing when your customers are communicating with you and you communicate back in a professional way. Another example of negative feedback that doesn't really require anything of you or is unconstructive is basically anything that I would say can come across as nitpicking. It's like, oh, you know, I enjoyed this butter, but you really could have done this with that, and I would have appreciated this ingredient or that ingredient. It's kind of people, sometimes you will get customers, some of them, and I just give them the benefit of the doubt thinking that they're helpful. Just, you know, thank them for their feedback. Always kind of just have an automated response to where you are being professional. If you have to write it down ahead of time and then send it, depending on what kind of response you're given, then do that. It's going to be really helpful. And I can tell you that responding in a professional way sometimes, or if at all, you're always going to benefit that way instead of having the rude interactions with your customers. And sometimes you will get customers that will just flat out lie. I've had plenty of times where I've had customers who received a product and were otherwise happy with it. For one reason or another, they go on social media and they try to bash you, they try to lie, they'll leave, I've seen it in Etsy shops before, they'll leave horrible reviews, 1 star sometimes, and you know, people will see that, but it's good not to freak out about it. I see a lot of people that kind of freak out and they get frantic because now those reviews are going to be seen by other people, and it can deter other people away. It can be harmful. If you can't control where you get these reviews, you may want to think about, you know, how negative of reviews you want to be able to leave up in people's places for them to see on Etsy and things like that. You can't really control that. So the best thing you could do is, if you're even going to give it a response at all, don't try to outsmart or one up the customer. Just be in a sense to where you're just like, I apologize. And this is, when I say what to do, this is me explaining from my perspective what has worked. I have gone the tit for tat road, and I have been trying to disprove people and try to, you know, talk my way around it and defend myself. But if you do it once, you really will find yourself having to do it again and again and again each time. And it just takes time away from your business, and it's draining. So what I would say, what I recommend doing is, if you respond at all, just keep it on a high note. You know, I apologize for this experience that you had. If you want to offer a refund, then do. If somebody's just lying on you, then obviously you don't want to reward that behavior. But just think about a way that you would see a bigger company handling, a bigger company that has a lot of high regard for how they treat their customers. That's really the best way that you want to do and handle those types of situations, to where there's no type of constructive criticism that you can actually apply to your business. So not all reviews are bad. There are more opportunities one way or another for you to grow and strengthen in your business. I would say, like I said, you really want to see reviews as an opportunity. You are going to take certain ones and make things happen with them if you can with your business. At other times, you're really just going to have to ignore people, and just remember that just because you're a business owner, you're automatically put in a higher position to where people are going to hold you to a higher standard, and to where you kind of, like I said in my other video, you're not really seen as human, in the sense of people expect you to respond a certain way. So when people expect you to respond a certain way, it's because they think highly of you. If they think highly of you, let people, that your other customers, keep that image of you. And it doesn't mean you have to be putting on something fake. It just means that when and where you take out those frustrations are going to matter. So you're definitely going to want to take time to sometimes you don't always have to respond right away. If you are going to respond, sometimes when a response will emotionally trigger me, I'll just take some time to sit out. I might even take a day to sleep on it and think about it before I fully even want to respond. I may talk to somebody else that I trust, like my husband, my dad, or one of my siblings, and kind of get some feedback and see maybe if I need a little bit of perspective, or if there's anything I can do to better that situation. So it really all just depends. You're going to want to make sure that you keep an open mind, and that you have the hat on of that you're always learning, and that you're grateful for your customers for the most part. Okay. So I hope this video was informative. I know a lot of people get really down when they see certain types of reviews, and I just want to let you know that you're not alone. Every business does get them. Just put into perspective, the only thing that you can really control is how you react. And I always say this about myself, is the only threat to my business is me. And so you keep that in mind when you have your interactions, how you take feedback, how you respond to feedback that you're not going to respond to at all, how you just emotionally handle it, and just stay productive. You know, sometimes people just always know that people don't always understand how they come off. You would think that they should, but sometimes they don't. So just keep that in mind, all right? I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Again, I'm saying, and let me know in the comments if you guys want me to touch on any more hot topics. I'm more than willing to share my experiences. So you guys have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.